فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ شَقُوا, as for those people who were wretched, those who are unlucky, those who are miserable, who wasted their lives, فَفِي النَّارِ, so they will be in the hellfire. فَفِي النَّارِ, then in the fire. لَهُمْ فِيهَا, for them in it, meaning for the people who are unlucky, for the people who are miserable, for them in the hellfire is going to be zafirun wa shahiqun, violent exhaling and also inhaling. This is what they're going to meet in the hellfire. What does it mean by this? لَهُمْ فِيهَا زَفِيرٌ وَشَهِيقٌ. This expression, it is to emphasize the severity of the punishment that is going to be executed on them. This shows the severity of the punishment that they're going to go through. That constantly they'll be exhaling and inhaling, they'll be moaning and sobbing, sighing and whimpering. What does it show? The severity of the punishment that is going to descend upon them. What does the word Zafir mean? And what does the word Shahiq mean? Zafir is from the root letters Zay, Fa, Ra. Zay, Fa, Ra. Not Ra. With Za, what does it mean? Za, Fa, Ra. Success. Zafara is to exhale gradually. To breathe out gradually. What does it mean? To breathe out, how? Gradually. To exhale out slowly. And it's also said that Zafir is the initial braying of a donkey. When a donkey makes noise. So the initial sound of it, that is very low, and then gradually it becomes loud. It gradually becomes loud. So lahum fiha zafir. What does zafir mean? To exhale gradually. It's also said that zafir is to exhale a long breath out with intensity. So in other words, it is to sigh. To sigh loudly. To sigh very loudly. A long sigh, a desperate sigh. When does a person do that? When he's tired, and also when he's very sad. When he's overcome with grief. This is when people begin to sigh a lot. So they will be sighing a lot because of the severity of the punishment that they will be going through. On the other hand, shahiq is from the root letters sheen, ha, qaf. And shahiq is to inhale. What does it mean? To inhale. And in particular, it is to inhale quickly. What does it mean? To inhale how? Quickly. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he said that az-zafir, there's different opinions with regards to zafir and shahiq. First of all was, zafir is to exhale and shahiq is to inhale. Zafir, breathe out, and shahiq, breathe in. A long breath, slowly, with intensity, with shiddah, which shows that a person is going through immense grief and sadness. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said that az-zafir is a sound in the throat. Zafir is the sound where? In the throat. And ash-shahiq is a sound in the chest. When a person is breathing rapidly, when a person is breathing quickly, you can hear them inhaling. And as they breathe out, you can hear them exhaling. So as they breathe in and breathe out, you can hear the sound in the throat and you can hear the sound that is coming out of the chest. So this means that their exhaling will be zafir and their inhaling will be shahiq. It is also said that zafir is as-sawt ash-shadid. Zafir is as-sawt ash-shadid. What does it mean by that? As-sawt, sound, ash-shadid, that is very severe. And shahiq is as-sawt ad-da'if. What does it mean by that? Weak, low sound. Weak and low sound. So lahum fiha zafirun wa shahiq. Now, who is going to be sighing? Who is going to be inhaling and exhaling? Who is this? First of all, it has been said that this is going to be the state of people who will be in the hellfire. That initially they will be silent, as we learned earlier, that لا تكلم نفس. No person is going to utter a word on the day of judgment. But the moment they will be admitted into the hellfire, they will begin to sigh, they will begin to exhale and inhale, they will begin to whimper and moan and cry. As we learned earlier in Surah Yunus, ayah number 54 as well, that وَأَسَرُّ النَّدَامَةَ لَمَّا رَأَوُا الْعَذَابِ. That initially they will keep silent, but then they will let it out. They will not be able to keep it inside. They will let it out, and it will come out in the form of whimpering, in the form of breathing heavily. Secondly, it is said that لَهُمْ فِيهَا زَفِيرٌ وَشَهِيقٌ. This refers to the noises that are going to be in hellfire. The sound, the noise that is going to be in hellfire. Made by what? Made by the fire. Made by the fire. That the hellfire is going to be moving constantly, increasing, blowing. Just imagine when fire is blowing, it's as if somebody is breathing in and out heavily. So لَهُمْ فِيهَا زَفِيرٌ وَشَهِيقٌ. What does it show? That in the hellfire, they will be crying out in a severe manner. In this world, when a person suffers from some hardship, he considers himself to be the most unfortunate person. Isn't it? When people are suffering from a hardship, they consider themselves to be very, very unfortunate. And upon thinking like that, people begin to sigh. People begin to cry. People begin to weep and moan. But in the hellfire, a person will know, he will be certain that he is the most unfortunate. In the dunya, when a person suffers from a difficulty, he considers himself to be unfortunate. In the hellfire, a person will be certain that he is the most unfortunate. And just imagine, upon this realization, how sad, how grief-stricken a person will become. That he will cry, he will weep to no avail. And he will only weep in his sorrows. Sighing away, hearing no words of reassurance, hearing no words of comfort, no calming sound, nothing that is going to comfort him. All that he is going to hear is just sobbing and crying and moaning and sad noises that are going to add to his depression. When people are sad, what are they told to do? Go outside. Or that somebody else should talk to them. Say comforting words to them. If a child, somebody else cries in front of them, the child will start crying. Isn't it so? If you put a child next to a child who is crying, both will start to cry. Because this is human nature. That when he sees sadness, he becomes sad. When he sees happiness, he becomes happy. But the people of hellfire will be surrounded with sadness, so that they never come out of that sadness. لَهُمْ فِيهَا زَفِيرٌ وَشَهِيقٌ. خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا. Abiding therein eternally, never coming out of it. Never at all will they come out of this zafir or out of this shahiq. خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا. مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. As long as the heavens and the earth endure. As long as the heavens and the earth endure, they will be in the hellfire. What does it mean by this? Damat is from the root letters dal, waw, mim, from the word dawam. And dawam is to remain, to continue to be, to last. Ma damat, as long as it remained. Ma is zaid, and it gives the meaning of as long as. So as long as the heavens and the earth remain, they are going to remain in the hellfire. What does it mean by this expression? You see, the Arabs, they used many expressions to give the meaning of eternity, to give the meaning of abad. Abad means forever. خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا. Sometimes we read the word abad in the Quran. What does abad mean? For eternity. Forever. Never coming to an end. But the Arabs, they used many other expressions as well to give the meaning of abad. Like, for example, they would say that as long as the heavens and the earth endure, I am going to do this. Meaning, I'm never going to stop this. As long as the heavens and the earth are going to endure, I am going to continue to do this action. Similarly, they would say that it will last as until the night and day separate. Until the night and the day are separated, this matter is going to continue. This was another expression that they would use to show the meaning of eternity. Similarly, they would say that as long as people talk at night, as long as they continue to chat at night, I am going to continue with my work, meaning I'm never going to end. So they used many statements to give the meaning of eternity. And one of them is مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. And similar expressions we also use in the English language, in the different languages that we speak, to give the meaning of eternity, that this is always going to happen. This is never going to come to an end. So over here, this should not be misunderstood, that as long as the heavens and the earth remain, these people will remain in hellfire, which means that they will only be in hellfire for some time. And eventually they will be taken out. No. The expression مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ means for eternity. Just as the word abada means for eternity. So they will remain in hellfire for eternity. And this is emphasized by the word khalidina. What does khalidina mean? Eternally. Abiding therein eternally. Never changing, never altering, never coming out of that state. Then it has also been said that مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ, the heavens and the earth over here, they do not refer to the present sky and earth that we see. They do not refer to that. Hasan al-Basri, he said that Allah is referring to a heaven other than this heaven which we see now, and an earth other than this earth. And that new heaven and earth will be eternal. It will be eternal. Why? Because the heaven and earth that we see right now, what's going to happen to it? يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انشَقَّتْ إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انفَطَرَتْ إِذَا دُكَّتِ الْأَرْضُ دَكًّا دَكًّا. The heaven and the earth are going to be finished. They're not going to remain after the day of judgment. What we are in right now is going to be finished. It's not going to remain as it is right now. So this sky and earth, as-samawat wal-ard, refers to, as I mentioned to you, as-sama is kullu ma alaka, everything that is above you. فَهُوَ sama. So the sky and earth over here refers to the sky and earth of the heaven. Not that the sky will be blue over there, but what is above them in the hellfire and what is below them in the hellfire. So in other words, they will remain in hellfire as long as the hellfire will remain. They will remain in hellfire as long as the hellfire will remain. And when hellfire is going to be finished, then they're going to be finished. Does Allah intend to finish the hellfire? Not that we know of. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that they will be abiding therein eternally. So what does it show? خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. What does it mean? That they will be there for eternity. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ, except that your Lord wills. What does it mean by this? Except that your Lord wills. This has been understood in various ways. That first of all, it has been said that this applies to only those people who will eventually be taken out of hellfire. You understand? This refers to who? Those people who will eventually be taken out of the hellfire. As we know that some people, they will be sent to the hellfire to get their due punishment. But after that due punishment, they will be taken out and they will be admitted into Jannah. And what will they be called? Jahannamiyun. Just imagine the embarrassment. Jahannamiyun. Even when they have entered Jannah, they will be known as the people of hellfire. Jahannamiyun. So, ma sha'a rabbuk, this refers to those people who will eventually be taken out of the hellfire after taking their due punishment. Others have said that illa ma sha'a rabbuk. What this means is that the matter of deciding punishment, decreeing punishment, is only in the hands of Allah. The expression إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ, what does it mean? That ultimately it's the will of Allah. It's up to Him. The decision is His. The will is His. It's up to Him. Whatever He decides, whatever He decrees. No one can force their decision. No one can force their opinion. No one can force their will upon Allah. Whose decision is going to be carried out then? Only Allah. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ. Because He is Maliki Yawmiddin. He is the master of that day. No one else has control on that day. He is Maliki Yawmiddin. So, إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ. Inna rabbaka, indeed your Lord, fa'alun, He is one who does, one who accomplishes, lima yurid, for whatever that He intends. Fa'al is from the root letters, fa'ain lam. And fa'al is one who definitely does something. And fa'al is also understood as one who accomplishes, the all-accomplishing. The one who has his own will to do whatever that he wants to do, however that he wants to do. He does not have any limitations. Fa'al, he just does whatever he wants. So, inna rabbaka fa'alun lima yurid. Whatever your Lord intends, He does it. No one can question Him. No one can object at His decision. As we learn that la yus'alu amma yaf'alu wa hum yus'alun. Allah is not questioned about what He does, but they will be questioned about what they have done. So if Allah has decided that some people will go to hellfire, the shaqi, and they will abide therein eternally, what does it mean? No one can object to the decision of Allah. No one can ask Him why. No one can do that. It's up to Him. It's His decision. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ سُعِدُوا. On the other hand, as for those people who have been lucky, who are prosperous, who have been successful, what is their end going to be? فَفِي الْجَنَّةِ. Then they will be in paradise. They will be in Jannah. How long? خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا. Abiding therein eternally. مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. As long as the heavens and the earth endure. Again, مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. What does it mean? For eternity. And secondly, we can also understand this as that the samawat wal ard refers to that of Jannah. So as long as the samawat and the ard of Jannah will endure, the people of Jannah will reside in Jannah. And we know that Jannah is such that its blessings are eternal. They're never going to decay. Nothing is going to become old over there. Nothing at all. So they will be abiding in Jannah forever. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ. Except that your Lord wills. Now what does it mean by this? Again, what is being emphasized is that the matter, the decision, the decree is only with Allah. No one can object, no one can question, no one can change the situation. No one can alter the situation. It only depends on who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He has rewarded someone, no one can alter that unless Allah wishes. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ. عَطَاءً. A bestowal, a gift. غَيْرَ مَجْذُوذ. That is never going to be interrupted. عَطَاءً غَيْرَ مَجْذُوذ. A bestowal that is uninterrupted. عطاء is from the root letters عين طا واو. The word عطية is also from the same root. What does عطية mean? عطية. A gift. By the way, the name is also عطية, not أتية. Okay? Because some people, their name is عطية, and people call them أتية. It's not أتية, it's عطية. So now that we are learning these words, we must pronounce them correctly as well. So عطية is a gift. What kind of a gift? That is given as a fadl, as a favor. And it's also said that it is given to someone for their ita'ah, for their obedience, for their service, for their effort. And it is to give someone reward for their effort more than they deserve. Like a bonus reward, an extra reward, more than what they strove for. Like for example, a person is working somewhere and he's told, depending on the work that you have done, or for example, this is the work that you're supposed to do and this is the money that you're going to get. He does the work and he gets the money. But because he does really well, the boss is very happy with him. What does he do? He gives him an additional bonus. More than what he deserves. The boss is very happy with him. So what does he do? He gives him an additional bonus. This is what ata is. And a gift that is given as a favor for a work that a person has done. And it is a gift that is more than what the other person deserves. So basically, ata is a gift that is given to someone upon being happy with them. Because you're pleased with them. You're happy with them. That's why you're giving them a gift more than what they deserve. More than what they strove for. More than the effort that they put in. Why would you give such a gift? Because you're extremely happy with them. So Jannah, paradise, people who will be admitted into that paradise, this is ata for them. A favor for them. Because no one can buy Jannah with their deeds. No one can say, here Allah, I have done all of these good deeds, please give me this much Jannah in return. No. Jannah, you cannot put a price tag on it. It is a privilege. Jannah is a privilege that is given to those whom Allah is happy with. Do you understand? Jannah is a privilege that is given to those whom Allah is happy with. It's not a right. It's a privilege. And it's a privilege, it's a gift that is غَيْرَ مَجْذُوذ, that is uninterrupted. Majdud is from the root letters Jim, Dal, Dal. Jadh. And jadh is to cut something that is hard, that is tough, and it is to crumble it to powder. It is to break it to pieces. You understand? Jadh is to Jim, Dal, Dal, to break something that is very hard, that is tough, and it is to break it to small pieces, tiny pieces. And it is also said that the word judad, it is for what? Small pieces, tiny pieces, broken pieces of gold or of rock. Like for example, Ibrahim a.s., when he broke the idols, we learned فَجَعَلَهُمْ جُذَاذًا. He made them into tiny pieces. He broke them into tiny pieces. So majdud is one that is broken, one that is cut off, one that is clipped, one that is interrupted. غَيْرَ مَجْذُوذ, it will be uninterrupted. It will not be broken. It will not be cut off. It will not be clipped. Neither from the middle, nor at the end. Do you understand? That the reward is going to be constant. What happens in the dunya? For example, you want to do something. You want to get something done. The weekend comes. And on the weekend, the store is closed. You cannot enjoy what you want to enjoy. You're staying at a hotel. You want to go enjoy something over there. What do they say? Sorry, it's closed right now. It will be open at 9 a.m. in the morning. You can come at 9. So that night time, that weekend, what is it? That means that pleasure, that enjoyment, that reward is interrupted by the night intervals, by the closed hours intervals. It's broken. It's interrupted. But the reward in Jannah is going to be eternal, such that it will never be interrupted in the middle. It will never be cut off in the middle. Never ever be cut off. So what does this show? That the reward of Jannah is perpetual. It is endless. We learn in Surah Fussilat, ayah number 8, that إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. That indeed those people who believe and do righteous deeds, for them is a reward that is uninterrupted. that is uninterrupted. It's never going to be interrupted by sickness, by becoming busy, by being too occupied. In dunya, what happens? You want to enjoy, but you become sick. Or some work comes up. You have to go do something. You have to keep taking breaks. Isn't it so? Anything that you're doing, it gets interrupted. And it's so annoying sometimes that you can't even sit at once and read a page of a book because you're interrupted by a phone call, you're interrupted by something or the other. But in Jannah, the reward is uninterrupted. Similarly, we learn in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, ayah number 33, that لَا مَقْطُوعَةٍ وَلَا مَمْنُوعَةٍ. Neither limited to season nor forbidden. What? The fruit of Jannah. You want to have in the winter, you go to the store, you don't find them. You don't. Perhaps in some stores you will find, but generally you will not find them. But the fruit of Jannah is not limited to season at all. We'll listen to the recitation of these ayat and then we'll continue. What does this ata refer to? The stay in Jannah, as well as the blessings of Jannah. That the stay in Jannah is uninterrupted, and the blessings, the pleasure, the enjoyment of Jannah is also uninterrupted. So we see in these ayat that there are two types of people, shaqi and sa'id. And the shaqi, when they will enter the hellfire, they will abide therein eternally. And the sa'id, when they will enter Jannah, they will abide therein eternally. It has been recorded in both Bukhari and Muslim that the Prophet ﷺ said that death will be brought in the form of a ram on the day of judgment. And it will be slaughtered between paradise and hellfire. And then it will be said, O people of paradise, eternity and no death. And O people of hellfire, eternity and no death. So, these ayat must be understood as that مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. What meaning do they give? Of eternity. Because some people misinterpret these ayat. We have to look at the other evidences and also as to what the expression مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ means, as I mentioned to you.